I find inspiration in almost anything. I'm inspired by nature, I'm inspired by art, I'm inspired by film, I'm inspired by music, but most importantly, I'm inspired by God. With God comes inspiration, with God comes creativity. As a black man, I feel like it's important to merge creativity and Christianity. I'm on a lifelong journey to find ways to creatively inspire the world. And honestly, it can only come through God.
Of course, the creativity comes from God. In this day and time, people are finding a lot of ways to express God's word in a lot of creative ways.
I think the creativity in the black community is getting wider, and a lot of people are finding new ways to present different things. With Christianity and creativity, it kind of mixes in together. Not only typical choir stuff and praise team. There's also mime stuff that you can do, writing your own songs. God's really creative, and He uses so many different things like skits, dancing, all that kind of stuff for His glory.
Creativity in the black community has been passed down to us from our ancestors. They had to take and create with very little. To be innovative, it's in our genes. It's who we are. We take what we have and we create new things.
Christians are just automatically creative. And I think that when people try to do things the same way all the time, it gets boring and old. So you have to be current, you have to be creative. Something that I've always tried to do is present the message of Christianity in different ways. Poetry, music, plays, all types of forums. Because you need to reach everybody, and not everybody can be reached one way.
It's lower than what I would expect it to be, and of course I hope it improves in the future so that you can always show Christ in different avenues, different ways you never thought of.
So how do you find ways and avenues to express such creativity? It all starts right here. So I'm meeting up with other creatives to talk about what they're working on and to discuss and gain insight on their creative process and what they feel about creativity in the black community and in Christianity. Damn, just straight up. Yeah, I got you on camera. Yeah, that's a nice little setup. Is this even recording? Oh gosh. I don't think Nick is awake.
No. I am.
Are you? So how does this so how does this duo work? Like, you're the producer,
Yeah.
and then you're the vocals. Most time.
Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. So it usually it starts with me for the most part, right? So I'll just be messing around with something. Nick won't be around, he'll be out, and then I leave. Nick comes back, he finds something on the computer. He's like, "Oh, are you using this?"
Oh.
A lot of what we do is predicated on me just messing around and Nick hearing something off of that, and it kind of goes from there. I think that's all 4 songs that we have out right now are just like that. Yeah. We never worked together until the end.
Oh,
we were, trying
okay.
to finalize everything, and then we're like, oh yeah, this sounds pretty good.
So what have you been working on now, recently?
Well, we got some stuff we're just not gonna share.
We're just working on
Right.
versatility right now.
Yeah,
Versatility.
Yeah. Versatility. That's a good word.
That I like that word.
Yeah.
That's what my next track is about.
yeah.
So have you guys been working on like just songs, or is like it's gonna be like an EP?
A little bit of both. There's some stuff that we think can stand alone, and then other stuff we think it'll just fit better like with like a mixtape or something like that.
Mixtape.
A lot of it happens over these emails. Oh shoot, Nick, hear this. Yeah. And then Nick's like, oh shoot, that's dope.
Yeah, this is the first one.
I didn't remember that. So it's like, pretty simple throughout the whole thing. I came up with the hook, it's like a hook chorus, whatever, in the car. I drive a 97. So recording it, just getting the idea down. Yeah. I like love trumpets for some reason. It's like either a trumpet group or like an orchestra, one or the other. It's like basically almost everything.
I'm in control of my fate. They try to catch me with bait, but I am not a pawn, I'm Poseidon. If the water deep, then we diving.
But yeah, for the most part, like production-wise, just trying to like mess with different ideas. Like I'm beatboxing in the background. You can't really hear it that much, but it's just like giving it a different feel. I know like Jared can attest to like the whole stuff just popping up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I remember him calling me. He said something about like you just sitting on the toilet. You were like, oh shoot.
I ain't even gonna hold you up. I do a lot of my creative thinking late nights. Sitting on the toilet. The majority of my ideas, hooks, flows, things like even poetry, like poems and things like that, I come up with like just chilling by myself in the toilet. I would just say everybody's creative process is different. I know when it comes to poetry, I have to be in a mood. Everybody got their own style. Like when I write, it's different as opposed to when I'm like trying to think about music, when I'm trying to think about different hooks and different flows. When I'm thinking about a story, I'm thinking almost like a fantasy that like I wish I could have done throughout my own young life, or I'm trying to see somebody else's perspective. It's just about different perspectives that I want to see played out, and that's kind of like how I go about it. So it's two different styles for me.
As an artist, creative in general, like you're always in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like on the toilet, while it's raining, like driving in the car, even like in the studio. Like all of those are just moments where like anything can pop up. You can't like do a 9 to 5 for creativity. You know what I'm saying?
For me, my creative process, like I get inspired so easily. Like everything inspires me. Everything, like art, nature, like people. As a creative, like my mind is always going like 24/7. I'm always thinking of new stuff to do, ways to challenge myself. Especially like doing this series, like I've challenged myself and I've stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm awkward. Obviously, as you guys can see, like, I'm an awkward guy as it is. I feel like I can be misunderstood sometimes. And I use that to, I kind of use that as a muse, and like doing stuff like this, it helps me express myself. What do you guys think about black creativity, like creativity in the black community right now?
I think there's like just this idea amongst the black community where like if they're black and they're creative, not necessarily like actually creative, but consider themselves a creative, like you have to support them. Just because they're black doesn't mean I gotta support them.
Or the stuff is good.
If the stuff is good and you're black, like no doubt I'm gonna support black business, especially if the quality is good. You gotta support your people, but you can't like just allow. I feel like you can't allow mediocrity to like continue. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely wouldn't single out black creativity, like and just support,
That's
black business,
what I'm
black,
saying,
music, or what I'm saying. Just because, like we're all black here, and I show you a song, if you don't like it, you're not gonna be like, hey, put that out, bro.
Well, you hope not.
I mean, if it was like some random black guys, like, hey, just handing them like a random like CD of my stuff, and like just because they're black, they should just tell me to put it out or something like that.
Right.
So it's like setting me up for failure.
I just feel like there's a lot of people that's saying, oh, support black creativity, support black businesses, because all we see is just white creativity and white businesses. And, of course we want to see like our people flourish and grow. And so like when something black comes out, like we all flock to, because that's what's popular right now. And we don't really see a lot of black movies out there in the mainstream like that, so we want to go out there and want to support. But now we have shows like we have Dear White People and Insecure, and we have directors and producers like Jordan Peele who are actually like putting out like real quality stuff, like real good stuff. Spike Lee's been doing it for years, and now is a time like for black artists and like black creatives to really grow and prosper. Even though like we don't get a lot of opportunities, I feel like now they're really starting to arise, and it's time for us to take charge in that.
I just wish everybody would just stop kind of living in the bubble that they in, especially like artists that are like Christian artists. I just really wish that we could start seeing everybody and not limiting them in terms of who they are. Like, just because I'm a Christian, how come I can't have this view and this opinion on this subject matter just because I'm a Christian and my faith is here? I'm tired of this generation and just like everybody being YouTube stars, and I feel like I'm ready for us to be able to use these tools like social media and YouTube and all that, but use it to produce like good content.
Like with the YouTube stuff, popularity is winning over content and actual like talent, and quality. Yeah, I mean, it's up to us to put out like substance and good, especially with being Christians too, and like because with God comes creativity as well. So we just got to use that, and we can progress and move forward. Creativity is such a gift, and it's important to utilize that to inspire others and to change the world. It's important to use the gifts and talents that God has given you to encourage others, to make a difference, to help change the world, to spread positivity, love, light, happiness. How are you using your gifts? How are you using what God's placed on the inside of you to better the world? Because the same power that raised Christ from the dead is living on the inside of you. You have that power to make a change, to make a difference, to inspire and help others. I'm going to continue to creatively inspire other people. No matter how many people are watching, no matter how many likes, comments, shares, views I get, I'm going to continue to put out creative, inspiring, and encouraging content, because that's what I believe my purpose on this earth is. Yeah, there may be hardships, yeah, there may be bumps in the road, and yeah, there may be some discouragement, but that is not going to stop me from continuing to spread positivity and light and happiness and encouragement to people all over the world. And I really pray that people like me who may be misunderstood, maybe a little bit awkward, to go out, step out of their comfort zone, using your life as a testimony, as an example for others. This is not the end. This is just the beginning of something big.